Welcome back to Nonsense. I'm Chris, and this is the third in a new series of recontextualized and ridiculously detailed superfan breakdowns of Rick and Morty, looking back with all the additional lore and knowledge we have about the world of the show, as well as breaking down all the missable animation details and jokes, continuing here with Season 1, Episode 3, Anatomy Park. Which off the bat, the title is obviously a reference to Jurassic Park, but the episode itself combines themes from that and Fantastic Voyage, the original movie about shrinking down and exploring the human body. We learned in the creator commentary that the episode was rewritten several times, with the original concept actually being...
Yeah, this started as a Thanksgiving episode about zombies inside of a human body.
We open on a snowy Christmas-skinned Smith house. Jerry's making a mess, and I love the unrolled paper towels. It's the worst when that happens, and whoever drew that definitely had a specific experience in mind. The rest of the family are relaxing in the living room, but Jerry doesn't like that they're using devices. While he's complaining, we get the first look at what we know from the creator commentary is actually an animation mistake.
Can I just say it always really bothered me that Jerry's Christmas trees are upside down?
What?
Yeah,
You're right. Why
it
is
really
that? That's a
bothered
fucking
me.
mistake. Hey, Dad, what's up with those upside down trees on your sweater?
Morty, don't worry about his sweater. Look past it.
I also like the Mr. and Mrs. Snowman back here, but Jerry takes everyone's devices saying they need to be present in the moment when his parents show up. He's interrupted by Rick walking in with Ruben, who mumbles,
Pearl Harbor.
and also,
Korea.
which means he would have had to be born in the 20s to have been involved, putting him at least around the age of 90, which just makes this a bad body to invest a whole theme park in, but whatever. I guess who else could you convince for basically nothing to do something like this? Rick lies saying he's looking after Ruben and walks off saying,
I'll be with Ruben in my workshop while you guys are having another day in Phil Collins' proverbial paradise.
which is a reference to Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins, the proverbial paradise jab, essentially accusing Jerry of unawareness and indifference to the fact that there are a lot of people who are homeless and struggling while he goes through his day, which is a hilarious amount of hypocrisy considering that he's using the homeless man for dangerous, untested science to make a boatload of money through the theme park, all while not even paying him enough to allow him to not be homeless, and in the end it winds up killing him. Anyways, Jerry's parents immediately arrive, and for you SNL or Master of Disguise fans out there, his dad, even though you can't tell at all because he's such a talented voice actor, is actually played by freaking Dana Carvey.
The legendary Dana Carvey is Jerry's dad.
There's no point to secrecy. Let's all live and die honestly.
I know you young people want to be hip. You want to be like the Backstreet Boys or Christina Aguilera.
You gotta hit him with a no joke. Here's the deal. Let me be clear. Hey! Merry Christmas, son.
They walk in with a surprise guest, though, Jacob, who was apparently pretty different in earlier versions of the story.
This final version is a much softer, friendlier version of the Jacob character, I think.
Okay, there's my
There was a drug aspect to it, remember?
Yeah, he
Acid.
dosed
He had
everybody.
acid.
Which definitely would have made for an interesting storyline, and he is 100% dressed like Carlton from Fresh Prince, which fits with how white he talks and acts.
That's a fine-looking apron. Williams-Sonoma?
So Jerry nervously welcomes him in, and they establish that this is a consensual, loving relationship, where Jacob is friendly and supportive of both of Jerry's parents.
He's a part of the family.
So it really is more of a relationship than anything else. But Rick walks in to grab Morty, and I think it's important to notice how absurdly polite he is around them compared to every other moment in the entirety of the show.
Hi, Joyce, Leonard. Hello there.
Merry Christmas, man.
Morty, a moment of your time?
It's like he knows his behavior is toxic and he doesn't want anyone from the outside to see it. Even just a scene later when they're out of earshot, he talks so differently.
Hey, Dad, where's Morty?
He's busy.
He tells Morty he's going inside Ruben and gears him up, using some classic cartoon physics in the process because there are no frames between these two, and tells him to find...
Dr. Xenon Bloom.
And we learn in the creator commentary that he's basically a form of sentient single life.
I like that we never explain his name is Dr. Xenon Bloom and was he born small enough to...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is he part of a species
Yeah,
that
what's
is
his
just
natural
a
scale? What's he-
sentient cell?
Yeah, was he shrunk down? Or
That was
he...
my pitch at one point. I mean, there's a species that was actually what Rick was hoping would be most of their business, is this organism that John Oliver's character represents.
Yeah, that race.
Continuing the Jurassic Park theme, his name is also a pun on Jeff Goldblum's name, Xenon just being another element like gold, Goldblum, Xenon Bloom, and he's designed with the glasses, mustache, and cane of John Hammond, the creator of Jurassic Park. It seems like Rick really liked Bloom too, because despite his death at the end of the episode, we actually see him in a picture in Rick's room in episode 10 of this season, and again in season 6, episode 4, which is a lot later, where we can see more clearly that he maybe has a wife? Kind of curious. Anyways, Rick says,
Hold your breath until the process is over or your lungs will collapse.
so I guess we skipped Morty somehow recovering from collapsed lungs? And the shrinking scene also now brings to mind,
Ugh, such lame shrinking.
Ugh, his clothes stay the same size? 70 shrinking, party of one.
Eat my shrinking ass!
Rick puts him in a syringe, and once he's inside, Rick references Jurassic Park again by saying,
Welcome to Anatomy Park!
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
and I'll also say these perspective shifting shots are insanely difficult to do, so I'm sure whoever animated it lost way too much time on it. As he walks, we see Spleen Mountain parodying Splash Mountain, Pirates of the Pancreas, obviously referencing Pirates of the Caribbean, also setting up the fact that Rick actually is scared of pirates.
He's not afraid of pirates.
Oh, run, Morty! That part was true!
There's also Bladder Falls, located in Lower Abdomen Land. The way Disney World and Magic Kingdom are both divided into smaller named sections. There's a cerebral cortex carousel, and the inner tubes going down the river are blood platelets, which is hilarious. Also, Lung Liftoff, Haunted Liver, and Colon Log Ride, which is a great pun. Morty takes a tram to Bloom's last known location, and when he gets off, we see a Pardon Our Dust sign, a famous sign that people hate to see when visiting Disney World. He gets to the Haunted Liver, which is super Haunted Mansion themed, obviously, even having the creepy busts and painting of someone holding their own head. An animatronic werewolf scares him before Poncho grabs him by surprise, asking who he is. He says Rick sent him, though, so Bloom calls him off, introducing himself, Roger, and Annie. Rick talks through a mic, and Bloom explains somehow the security system is down and that the viruses they had in the zoo have escaped. Very Jurassic Park themed, obviously. As he explains, though, one of the viruses sneaks up on them, and a lot of people on Reddit had a million theories about all the different virus monsters and how it was visually scientific, but I'm just going to play what the creators themselves said about it.
What were those monsters that were just chasing them?
Yeah, they're wrong. It's E. coli, but then some nerdy guy was like, that's actually schmappy schmap.
What, he recognized them visually?
Yeah, he's like, I'm a biology or whatever the fuck major, and those are doopy dops. I said, look, it's a fucking cartoon, man.
Did he do that with all of the others? I mean, there's no way we were right on any of them.
Yeah, they have eyes and ears.
Back with the family, Jerry finally asks what exactly Jacob is to his parents, and gets just way too much information for the Christmas dinner table, but hey, don't ask stupid questions if you don't want stupid answers. Cutting back to Morty, they've escaped the monster into the alveoli forest where they're joined by a mascot guy. To get to a catwalk, Morty uses the alveoli, but Bloom notices that the scar tissue containing tuberculosis, a very real thing, has been broken, so they get attacked by whatever the plural for tuberculosis is, and Poncho shooting causes Ruben to start coughing. So they run for it, but the mascot guy doesn't make it, getting stripped layer by layer on his way out. Morty lets Rick know that they figured out the problem was tuberculosis, though, but before Rick can cure it, Ruben dies. So they head towards the emergency exit, running through the food court, in which we see a Daily Krill, Sbarro's, a Teriyaki Kitty, a Quiznos, and something called the Great Steak and Potato Co., and obviously the start of their Panda Express relationship. There's also Bob's Hungry Hut, which kind of makes you think of Bob's Burgers, Tummy Fillers, Foodies, and Scrummy's Scraps. They then have to ride through It's a Small Intestine, obviously parodying It's a Small World at Disney World, but they get attacked again. This time, though, Morty has the idea of lighting the gas inside the intestines on fire, and it works, resulting in Annie hugging him afterwards. Meanwhile, the family sings while Beth tries to comfort Jerry about this stranger porking his mom, but they're interrupted by Ethan, Summer's secret on and off boyfriend throughout the series. He's mad she hasn't been texting back since Jerry took her phone, and when Jerry asks who he even is, Jacob tells him he needs to connect more with his family. Back with Morty, they've reached the emergency growth rate, but the sphincter dam is about to blow, so they need to hurry. And Morty notices Poncho has bubonic plague in his backpack, so he reveals he caused the system failure so he could sell it on the black market and takes Annie hostage. But Morty immediately jumps on his face, and in the scuffle, bubonic plague bites him and he dies. The dam breaks, though, so they can't use the enlarging machine anymore, so Roger sacrifices himself as the rest escape the area. Meanwhile, Jacob is now the family therapist and gets Ethan to admit his brother assaulted him, and the sincere talk brings him and Summer together, which makes Jerry's parents and Jacob be sweet to each other, and Jerry gets mad and walks away. Back at Anatomy Park, the last three survivors are watching a presentation about Reuben to kill time while Rick works on a way out. Morty and Annie are rounding for a space, and Bloom's just packing away ice cream like nobody's business. Rick figures a way out, though, so they take off as the park begins to fall apart. So Rick throws Reuben's body in the ship with dynamite shoved in his belly and heads for space, where he throws him out and enlarges him. Meanwhile, Bloom now also has to sacrifice himself operating the tram so Morty and Annie can escape from the new monsters chasing them. The tram winds up crashing, but lands them right where they need to be anyways, at the nipple hole, where Rick flies in and picks them up. They fly away as the enormous corpse blows up, raining blood down and terrifying everyone. So Jerry gives everyone devices to relax, setting up the closing joke.
Unbelievable. We got a bunch of robot computer people sitting around with their faces stuffed into computer screens. Do you guys realize that Christ was born today? Jesus Christ, our Savior, was born today.
Which is funny, because,
There is no God, Summer. Gotta rip that band-aid off now. You'll thank me later.
But first they get back to the garage and Rick finds out that despite Bloom being dead, Annie thinks she can continue his work, and more importantly, she likes Pirates of the Pancreas. So he immediately shrinks her down and stores her in his coat pocket. Maybe to return? Who knows? The post-credits scene, though, is her basically kicking Rick off the project, so I'm guessing no. But it would be cool to see if Anatomy Park is still going on inside Ethan or not. And that's all I got for episode 3, but episode 4 will be coming out Tuesday at noon, 5 coming out a week from today, Friday at noon, and we'll keep going until we've covered the whole series, which should line up for the new season coming out, which I'm really excited to break down. So don't forget to subscribe and leave any details I missed or theories you have in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.